crossed, everything runs smoothly here. Otherwise, you guys are going to get the Rip and Bubsy podcast, part 2, part 3. You know, we're ready to go the whole day long here. But we're just getting started off. Obviously, this is the South Africa region, and later on today, we'll have the Eastern Europe as well. But here you have, I don't know how you said his name, Manounou? How's that? How did you say it, Bubsy?
I said Manounou, but I think Manounou sounds actually, I think you pronounce it better actually. Manounou.
All right, let's go with Manounou for now. From Madagascar, favorite character to me, Paul Phoenix. Started playing way back in 2017, early 2017, I hope. Started with Tekken 7, most influenced by Knee, and his hobby is sports. His jersey there looks like he plays some European football.
I guess it kind of looks like a European football jersey. He did finish first in the regions, a total of 570 points. I've also seen him play Dragunov as well, so it'd be interesting to see. But if Paul, I like Paul. Paul's definitely a tournament character. I feel, can get the business done, higher damage, high risk, high reward character. So it'll be interesting to see this player.
Yeah, Paul's definitely one of those characters where in a tournament, the mix he can put on you, relatively safe as well. Like in the past, it would be more like just Demo Man or Death Fist sort of deal, right? But now he's got Sway Back 2, Sway Back 4, and he's got all these Sway Back options. And if he gets a sidewalk to your side or your back, he gets the 3-2 into the Sway Back launch. Just a very, very strong, relatively safe character. And I feel like along the way, people have kind of forgotten about this character, right? Because if you go back to 2019 when Knee was using him a bunch, this character was very popular. Character didn't get nerfed or anything, but people have just kind of moved on from him. So I'm very curious to see where he ends up being used in the TWT finals, at least.
Yeah, I think it was Super Akuma that actually mentioned this. I think earlier on this season that all the characters that kind of got normalized and it let Paul rise through the ranks. But let's move on. We've got Yondaime. So Yondaime from Madagascar, and he's rocking that. Malagasy. Sorry, my bad. And Jin Kazama started playing in 2010 on Tekken 3. So rocking that OG Jin Kazama there. And his favorite player, which influenced him the most, Atif Butt. Now, funny enough, he was actually talking about Atif earlier on. And yes, I have seen Atif Butt's Jin, and it's an amazing gym. And his hobby is video games, something that I like. He's rocking the PlayStation jersey. I'm a PlayStation man myself, so I can respect that.
Definitely, yeah. Started way back in Tekken 3, Jin Kazama. You see the Kazuya rep there on his screen, though, so I'm curious about which one we're going to get. I haven't seen this player before, but, he's on the winner side of things, right? So anything can happen here. Maybe a Paul versus Jin or Paul versus Kazuya. That's kind of a classic battle, Paul and Kazuya. That goes back to, like, Tekken 2, Tekken 1. Otherwise, maybe you said Dragunov.
And Yondaime actually, he was in the first, when he played the first of 10, I saw him actually, he used a gym. He used the Asuka, and I believe he actually used the Heihachi as well.
Okay. So he likes that bloodline.
Yeah, it seems to be like legacy characters mainly as well. He's playing all these legacy ones. So it should be a definitely interesting match. Like I said before, they've been playing at their next level monthlies, and it definitely has been back and forth when I've been checking through the results. So this should be no different, I'm hoping anyway. I want to see some clean, close Tekken games.
So based off of the research you've done here and looking at these results and everything, who do you think has the edge based off Yondaime and Manounou?
Ooh, that's a good question. I'm gonna go with Yondaime. I just feel that maybe with his character selection with Jin and Heihachi, I think Heihachi's really been slept upon as well. And he's got the Asuka in the back pocket, and I feel that's a real switch. So it's like you got the Mishima kind of style, and then if you want to play defensive and kind of like keep out with the back threes, and you feel that you need to switch your game plan to that, you can go with the Asuka. So I feel he's got a nice round set of characters there that could actually benefit him here. So that's my pick for this one.
All right. Well, I'm very, very curious to see what we get out here. The character pools from both sides sound pretty fun to watch. Paul and Dragunov are characters that we, in my opinion, don't really get to see enough of anymore. And anytime there's a Mishima on screen, I'm excited. All right, the wild card Asuka pick there, that's very, very, very interesting because it's so different than a Mishima, and I haven't really seen a Mishima player have a backup in an Asuka like that. So I don't know if we'll get to see that, but, would be fun to see regardless.
Yeah. So it may be a thing, I guess, like we mentioned it before they played each other. So it could just come down to what he may know that, I don't know, okay, maybe Manounou doesn't do too well against my Asuka or my Heihachi. So
Yep.
he may not actually go straight for the main here. So it's going to be interesting to see what layers actually come to this match and what he actually decides to go with.
Oh, and I hear it loading up in the background. Get ready for the next battle. This will be the winner's side of the bracket. Manounou, Yondaime, as we were talking about just a second ago. And I'm very, very curious to see what characters we get here. I'm going to think Paul and Heihachi. Oh, it's not actually the match. They're just getting ready for the next battle without us.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm sorry, what was characters did you say you went to see? The Paul versus the...
Heihachi. Let's go. I think I'm with you there. Like, Heihachi is definitely a character I feel is underrepresented for how good the character is. I think a lot of people say the character isn't good, but every time I run to Heihachi, it seems like it's a problem for me. So I personally think the character is very strong, but everyone who uses them doesn't think so. So it's either, a situation where the players aren't doing as well as they want to, so they're downplaying their character, or it's a situation where the character actually isn't as good as it seems.
I think maybe one of the things that people would say when I say hold, I'm putting it in quotations, Heihachi back as the lows, but I still feel, I think Joker's always said, Joker plays Heihachi quite a bit along with the Feng. He said that the down fours and the jabs, these are really good tools. And I think I've said it from back in season 1 when Kazumi didn't have a lot knocked down on. I said it doesn't mean that she's not good, it just means that you have to, it's a different kind of game plan, now you have to kind of utilize the plus frames that you have, keep it frame tight or mix it up like that. You don't always need a knockdown low, but I guess Heihachi's lows are relatively unsafe, so there is a big risk there. But
so
also,
No, go ahead.
No, I was saying, so that which complements that now is this forward 4, which if you kind of read, I don't know, down back 2 or down 4, and you get hit with a forward 4, that is a free twin piston down 1-2. So it all complements each other, I feel.
No, definitely. And especially once your opponent's back's to the wall in that situation, right? So that's where it gets most deadly. But, the down back 2, I think even down back 3 is one of those lows from Heihachi that I didn't realize was as punishable as it is. So that down back 3, it's a very low profile and kind of low kick, but it doesn't look like it's a launch punishable low to me. And that's probably part of the reason I've had issues with the character. I'm like that to me, I see it, I'm like, oh, while standing 4. It doesn't look like it's that bad, but it's actually launch punishable. So definitely once you're aware of those things against the character, it'll help you out a bit. But I totally agree. If you're looking for those lows too hard and you get caught by the forward 4, especially with your back to wall, you're going to be in trouble. But look at this. We get the Feng Wei out of Manounou, and we do get the Asuka pick.
Yeah, the Feng was definitely not in my notes. I did not see a Feng. Definitely, I feel that this is definitely the season of Feng. We've seen so many strong Fengs. Feng is such a strong character. We've seen Ni, we've seen Joker really utilize his character and get the big dubs out of it. So it is a great pick to have in a tournament, and especially in the first to 2.
Yeah, the thing about Feng that I think is really strong, obviously he's a very poke-heavy character, but he's got a lot of lows, right? A lot of good options for lows. The down back 3 counter addition they gave it is also super good. But with Asuka, she's got a lot of low crush like that. Up forward 3, back 3, can. Like, this is an interesting matchup because of it.
Okay, he went to the... Oh, okay, I love it. He went for the unbuckle there, faked out with the down forward 3.
Bounce here. No combo.
No, he dropped. He didn't get the down forward 3 there. That's what I think he wanted. He's poking down 3 lows in a row. Down back 3, down back 3, down 4.
And Yondaime gets the first round here.
Yeah, just poking again low, just really chipping Manounou down. It's probably something that he knows, like a playstyle that this guy may not like to duck.
Yeah, caught him that time on the incoming.
Nice.
Ooh, man, yeah, it seems like maybe is it the regional playstyle too, where they just want to poke each other low or not a lot, because that seems to be how they're establishing the game plan here. But what a forward 2 for the whiff punish that time.
Yes, that was definitely a big whiff punish there. Okay, nice break on the throw clutch, but back 3 just doesn't want to take anything. Says, keep out here.
Yeah, to that range, like that's kind of range where Feng could have done a down back 3 or something. So it's a good keep out back 3 as well as a low crushing back 3.
Nice throw. What's it? Okay, down 2. Nice block on the down 2.
Oh, bad trade for him.
Down 3.
Yo, double KO.
I actually didn't know which way that was gonna go.
It looked close to me. Final round, game 1.
Could have launched that. That's a new change, but gets the 2-3 anyway, so he gets some kind of damage. He's poking away downfalls. A lot of lows. Yeah, they're really chipping each other down. No one's caught on here and tried to low parry. I wonder if we're going to start seeing that later on in the set.
Oh boy, the counter.
You're going to get to the wall.
Carry.
Nice. Side wall. Adjust the combo. Nice. Down back threes. Oh, could have got a punish on the back one.
Wow, still close here. Anyone's game.
Back three. Oh,
too far.
Just out of range there. And great awareness from Yondaime. Yeah, with the 2-3 to get the punish. That looked like something that he definitely labbed, you know. He threw out that back three at range where, you know, the shoulder would not hit. And then was able to kill him for that. So, yeah, maybe this is a pick that he kind of knew and was utilizing. Because he spaced it correctly there. And I was a bit scared because his back was to the wall. Normally when it's to the wall, you don't really get as much pushback there. But it seemed like he knew. It seemed like he threw it out like, you know, he was confident that wasn't going to be punished.
Manounou looked like he did not know about that instance there. And the thing that's interesting about it, you mentioned you hadn't really seen the Feng as part of your notes there. So it could be one of those instances where you're not as familiar with the character or the specific character in that matchup. And you're like, this should be the Punisher. And it doesn't reach for you. You're like, oh no. And then, of course, on the other side of it, he was ready for the punish. So that was a very, very close first game. And now we get to see if he decides to stick it out the Feng way or not.
Yeah, I would be surprised if he does, but you know, he's speaking about stubborn players earlier on, so maybe he feels like, you know, I need to stick with this, and maybe it was him throwing a spanner in the works, because like I said, I didn't expect him to pick Feng. I expect to see the Jin or Dragunov, so but he's gone to stick with it. I mean, he didn't do too bad at all. It's just maybe just needs a little bit of readjustments and know when to the ranges of the punishers, because obviously Asuka sometimes it has that little bit of pushback where things that technically should work on paper, it doesn't.
Wow, and the dash up down forward one actually catches her out of the air that time to start it off here.
Ain't no block, no low parry there. 1-3, just chipping away, just nice. Arc blast. Okay, goes for the keys chart setup, getting in nice and early. Okay, just toe kicks out of there. Needs to be very careful. Back against the wall for Asuka. Oh, just back three.
He's placed those very well so far.
Very, very well. I was going to say that Manounou needs to be careful with Asuka's power crush when his back's against the wall. That move is very good as a pressure tool when your back is against the wall. Gets the wall bounce as well. Wow. Talking about wall bounce.
Wall bounces everywhere. Uh-oh. Get up, counter hit low here.
Okay, 1+2 throw broken. Using that back Kempo just to try and be a little bit evasive.
Yeah, and Asuka, one of those characters where you really have to be ready with the when she has you in a combo, right? Because you have to decide whether you're going to tech roll or not.
Yes. Ooh, nice forward four. Keeps the combo nice and simple.
Round 3.
Even it up 1 round apiece.
Yeah, you weren't kidding about the guys in Madagascar having a very close close matches and close sets.
Yeah. Okay, well, okay, nice adjustment to the combo there. I've never seen that.
Never.
No break on the throw. Ooh, that could have been a big whiff punish. Down 2, down 1+2.
Oh no. Forward 3, full unblockable. Mix.
Nice. Down 1+2 again. A little bit out of range for the 2 fairy and just up forward 3. Probably reading the low. We've seen a lot of lows. They like to use a lot of lows to chip down. And just a reminder, this is actually a best of 5 first to 3.
Exactly. Yeah, no forward 3. That one right there is such a good choice to try to beat lows. Safe on block 2, right? So what are you going to do about it?
Yeah, and especially, you know, we're talking about Feng's down back 3. It's an amazing move. So just to deter Feng from throwing it out, that could have been a shoulder there.
Yeah, and I saw the same thing. I thought maybe he's hesitant after the way he lost the first game. He's like, my shoulder might not whiff, or might whiff here in this situation. I'm not throwing it out.
Okay, down 1+2. Down 2, just chipping away at the legs. Nice counter hit 4. Okay, plus frames, just disrespect on the plus frames there with the back 1.
Blue one! Oh my goodness, regular one's fine. Still has the blue one ready to go.
He's gonna use it. Oh, yes. I love it. Great delay there. Waiting to see what Yondaime would do and, you know, reacting with the blue shoulder. That's great play there.
he hit 3 shoulders while he had rage, essentially. And then finally the counter was like, here's the blue one for you. Perfect stuff. And, it really looked like Yondaime was going to run away and have a 2-0 lead here. But clutch stuff there from Manounou with the Feng and gets it back. I mean, that would have been really bad to be down 0-2 in this kind of a situation, right? Because now we just won away for grand finals. But now we're all tied up 1 apiece.
Yeah, and I just want to bring it back. I love the decision. So you said about using the blue shoulder, but I love the decision. You probably thought that the combo wouldn't have killed this. He probably saved it because the blue shoulder were giving the plus frames at the walls, which will allow him to probably initiate a guess for game situation. So I love the awareness there of his option, his route that he chose there, and it paid off there. So one game apiece, sorry.
Yeah, 1 game apiece, and the shoulder punishes were on point at the end. And I loved, I think it was round 4 where, he wasn't sure he was going to reach the get-up kick, so he kind of hit the brakes on it, it looked like. But those kind of situations obviously can be very costly if you miscalculate the range on it. So I do like that awareness, even if I'm giving him too much credit there, right? I'm going to say that, yeah, he was aware it might have whiffed and he was playing it safe, or he could have just been like, oh, damn, I should have did the shoulder. I don't know, but regardless, we're tied 1 apiece here. We're going to Mishima Dojo for game 3.
Yes, both sticking with the same characters, and yeah, why not? Like I said, it's been really back and forth, so probably just minor adjustments that need to be made. It's not like one player's running away with it.
Exactly. Let's see what happens here. And it did look to me like Yondaime was starting to run away with it, but Manounou held on there, stayed composed, and tied it up.
Yes, nice chipping away, using that fish hook back four again.
Uh-oh.
Big. This is going to go to the wall. Yeah, we're going to get to the wall. Side wall splats. I love the adjustment on the combo.
Yeah, little delays on strings catching them. And yeah, I mean, it really seems like that first game was to pester each other with so many loads that both players start ducking in the rest of the set. And, that's obviously like a kind of a classic Tekken play style. But it's really interesting to see how much they did it, knowing that they do play each other quite a bit anyway.
Yeah, and you're seeing there 3 back-to-back down back threes. Like I said, probably setting them up and using those fish hooks. Great with punish. They're gonna get the side wall.
Oh boy!
Big block on the side step 4. Okay, gets a punish, but nice throw break.
Yeah,
okay,
that has been one of the differences between these two is that Manounou has been going for a lot more throw attempts. Right, he's landed a couple 1+2s. Oh, stays down for the rage drive. Didn't want to tech for the tech roll situation with the key charge and the blue shoulder closing out the round. Holy moly, what a crazy exchange. That was smart stuff from both sides, really.
Yeah, I love it. Nice punish on the 2-3. Probably Feng's hop kick's not really got the range, so that was definitely the correct punish there. Ooh, went for a big low.
Yeah, sometimes I gotta believe that's unintentional. Like something you just want the down 4, you hit the down back in accident.
Yeah. Okay, plus range that says yes, we talked about it before. Asuka's wall crush. Power crush is so good against the wall. What can Manounou do? Oh, he went for a side step 4.
Scary situation, right? Like at least you got the rage out of the way, but when your opponent still has a pixel, it's really risky. Even do something like a 1-3, which I can't believe is a 10-frame punish, by the way. Like, why did they give her that? That was the thing, right? Asuka didn't have a 10-frame punish before. Not a good one. She just had the single jab.
I don't know. Is it? I think it's still like. Is it 0 on hit? I don't know.
I don't know the data on it. I just know that it's a natural combo now, and I'm still trying to block it.
You say that was a great whiff punish there from Yondaime to take it 2-1 with the Asuka arc blast there. Like I said, that was a great whiff punish. He sidestepped there and used it. Great awareness to get the punish. And this is very interesting because it is definitely very, very back and forth. You see great level of play from these guys. You see with the sidestep there to make Feng whiff. Yeah, and you're seeing them setting each other up with a lot of the lows. We saw it before. They're chipping down with a lot of down back 3s, and it just seems like they're really coming into this match with a set game plan. I'm going to attack the legs and make you want to duck, and then we're going to get hit with the mids. As you see, a lot of those art blasts are now starting to connect and hit. So it'll be interesting to see. Maybe he's going to change his timing up, or maybe try and attempt some low parries. You haven't actually seen a low parry yet.
That's true, and I'm still wondering about this Feng Wei pick. Obviously, it's done well. The games have been close so far, but we were expecting other characters, right? We were thinking maybe Paul, maybe Dragunov.
Yeah.
So at this point, since it is a longer set, is this what you're waiting for? Like, I'm going to lose 2, and then for the final chance, I'm going to switch characters if it gets there. But I also feel like it's been very close. Like, the Feng can get it done. Unless the other characters are actually way better. Who knows?
But yeah, it could literally also just be a thing where maybe they've played and the pool and Dragunov just doesn't do well. And, you know, I actually had funny enough, I had a set with Ru Kang and I played Jack, but I can't play Jack against him and his playstyle. So I have to actually just play someone else. So it could actually even just be that, where it's just like, pool, it's not going to work here. So I need to try someone else.
Man, I really wish I had that ability. Like, I do play other characters, but whenever I'm in a tournament setting, I feel like I just have to stick with Law. I wish I could be like, I always lose to this guy, but let's try the Paul this time. Let's try the Elisa, you know? But I do feel like, actually, my Elisa catches players off guard like that. And sometimes I'll beat players with Elisa, and I'm like, is that just because they weren't expecting me to play the way I'm playing, or that I'm better with this character? It's so confusing. I hate being in that situation to even have to process that thought.
Yeah, I actually remember your Law and Paul team actually from Tag 2. I remember seeing you play it. Yeah,
a lot of Law and Paul, Forest Law and Elisa. I had a Kunimitsu and Elisa for a while too. But, you know, that's the thing. I play with a lot of characters, but I don't take them seriously enough to like try to really test them in tournament. And, you know, that's why in this situation, when we see this Fang here, obviously it wasn't in your notes, but maybe it is something that they have played a lot, you know, outside of tournaments or something, and that's where the data comes from. I mean, when I think back to TWT finals in 2019, Chikrin and Ulsan were the finals there, and Chikrin brought out the Akuma, which we hadn't seen all year long in the TWT from him, but they played at home, and he was like, hey, I can beat this guy with Akuma, let me just pick the Akuma here. And that's exactly what worked out for him. So it could be a player matchup just like that.
What tournament was it? Was it Ulsan that actually played Super Akuma's Akuma versus Akuma? Who actually done that again?
That was Book, I think, at CEO.
Oh yeah, it was Book. No, it was Book.
That was crazy. The funny thing is, Book has been trying out the Akuma again. He actually in the Southeast Asia regionals that we just had, Book did not do well there with his Jin, and then he switched to Akuma in loser bracket because he lost Akuma on the winner bracket. It seemed like, and it didn't help him out there either. So, you know, that's the thing. Sometimes you pick a character and it works for you and you start like gaining this confidence in that character, but other people are also more prepared against it, right? It just kind of worked out in that one instance for you. It's hard. It's really hard to know what the right answer is in terms of character choice for a tournament set.
Yeah, it's definitely. I just feel when you get to that kind of, but like you said, you stick with what you're known, what you're comfortable with, and I feel like that's also a huge advantage. I just feel like sometimes players, instead of switching out, need to just be a little bit more confident and try to just, you know, take a breather maybe and just see, okay, this is what's happening in the match, maybe what I can do to kind of adapt it. Because I feel like when you do switch characters, unless you're, I don't know, you're special, because there's some people out there that's special and could, like you said, they're able to just switch on the fly like that. But especially with me, I'm talking about myself, imagine like mental lag where I'd have to think, like we saw before with the shoulder, I'm like, is this the punish? Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is the punish, and just that split second could be it's -12, and you have to punish with -12. Just that split second of doubt there could change everything. Where if you're playing with a character that you know, okay, this is the punish, you just almost as if it's instinct to you. So there's that kind of level to it. So it'll be interesting to see if he does stick, or what he's actually going to go for. If he's going to stick with the Feng, or are we going to see maybe just him trusting in his main characters, for example.
Exactly. Like for me, I think part of the reason I've always liked sticking with one character in tournament is that it helps me adjust, right? It's like my focus becomes, what do I have to change? What can I adjust in my game plan, right? So I have these years of experience built up where if I tried something and I know it didn't work, now I know what I should try afterwards. And when I switch characters, I feel like all that just went out the window. It's just kind of like, well, let's try a whole new game plan and hope that this new game plan works better than the last game plan did. Which, you know, it's a different way of approaching tournament level gameplay. And I feel like because of Knee, specifically in Tekken 7's lifespan, we've seen so many players try to emulate that success with multiple characters thing. And obviously, if you have a super good player like Knee or Arslan, you know, if they switch from one character to another, they can make success still happen. But then you see so many other players who have tried multiple characters and they just haven't really found that same same level of success, right? So I credit that to them just playing the game so much more. Like when he's playing another character, most of the time he's played so many hours behind it that he doesn't really have that mental lag when switching about, is this the 12 frame punish? You know, like he's so far beyond that because he has so many hours with those alternate characters as well.
Yeah, 100% agree. I was just trying to think about many of the tournament results have you seen, and have you actually seen a character switch like that big to make a big change? And off the top of my head, I can't really think apart from like the knees. Can't really think of anyone, but I definitely, when even thinking back about tag 2 times, actually, I feel I obviously kind of had 2 characters. We saw more character loyalists then, I felt.
That's really interesting. Yeah, I mean, a lot of the criticism about Tag 2 has always been that it was a hard game to learn because you had to know so many characters, right? Like there was already like a pool of like 60 characters you had to learn to defend against, but you yourself also had to know how to use 2 characters. So even switching up to a 3rd character, a 4th character meant that you have these team dynamics you have to work out for your combos, etc. So that was a lot of depth for newer players to overcome. But yeah, I don't really remember the tournament scene and how loyal players were, but I do feel like there was more character loyalty until Tekken 7. I think Tekken 7 has really been the point where we saw Ni doing so well, and you know, to that point, you know, there are a lot of other players that have done well with multiple characters in this game. You know, Cuddlecore is one of them, Elisa and Ling Xiaoyu. You've got Shadow and NA, who started off with Claudio, but now he has the Zafina, he's got an Anna now. Malgu, the law player in Korea, right? He's always been a law player, but he switched to Jack, I think, as well in Tag 2 times. Now he also has an Anna in his back pocket. JDCR has a Dragunov and the Armor King. Yeah, there's a lot. There are quite a few players who have multiple characters at the tournament level now, and I feel like maybe because the game has lasted so long, you kind of needed to branch out and add something else to your roster because there are so many players that have experience against that single character in this game.
Yeah, I also feel that with Tekken 7 as well, this is going to be more specific to certain characters. So say for instance, like now we have the characters like Noctis, Akuma, Geese, and I feel that they don't conventionally play Tekken as the way that the legacy player would. So I feel like they start to look for counter pick. I know that's a big thing that's been going on, and like players are looking for who's the best pick against like an Akuma. I think that could actually play a lot into it as well, because I know a lot of people say Eddie's good in this match, but then I guess Eddie versus Noctis is like, no, Noctis really beats Eddie, so then they kind of I feel forced to make a change. So I guess maybe with Tekken 7 they've got that kind of newer dynamic where certain characters now play such a different kind of game where your character may be at a huge disadvantage in a match, so it kind of may force you to. Yeah, there's a lot of dynamics there. Yeah, I
mean, you said all that, immediately I started thinking about John Ding and Rangchu, right? Like John Ding obviously was like the lucky Chloe at first, but always had the Eddie behind it, but went through that long phase of having just the lucky Chloe there, and then finally came back to Eddie and did very well as well. And then, you know, TWT 2019 LCQ is when he brought out the Julia for the first time, and at the time it was like, what are you doing, man? Like, learn to play the game with your main. But now, you know, years later, that Julia is doing very well for him, right? Look at his Rev Major performance. Rangchu, on the other hand, you know, we obviously won TWT finals with the Bears. Now has a very, very, very strong Julia, and we do get a character switch. It's gonna be the Paul Phoenix.
Yes, this is what we were probably expecting. This is definitely what we were expecting. I should even probably. So this should be interesting. You know, going back to a character that he is comfortable with. So let's see how he can make changes in this match. He hasn't been doing too bad with the Feng, but this is something that he's more comfortable with. So let's see how he makes these adjustments.
Yeah, score right now 2-1 for the Asuka. Let's see if they can close out the set. Wow, empty jump into the crouch dash 3+4. Okay, I like it.
Nice. Sway back 2, but doesn't get the combo. As you can see, it looks a lot more comfortable here. Just as I said, against Art Blast, sidewall spike. Managed to get the tailspin off it as well. Unblockable.
The counter and chicken.
The counter to the counter.
The counter to the counter. Very nice. First round though, Manounou with the Phoenix.
Yes. And it's also showing that Yondaime is definitely very, very comfortable as well, was ready to actually chicken the parry. So he was definitely, this must be a situation that's happened before to be that ready for that.
And it's so crazy to see an Asuka player have a chicken ready. It's like, usually they're the ones who are getting chicken, you know, for their counters.
They're gonna get a punish, 1-2. Shipping down. I wonder when you're going to start seeing the heavy risks, high risks. Okay, nice. Doesn't opt to go for the rage drive there. Could have spent it. Now he spends it here. Guaranteed.
The 1-3.
Yeah, it's just not ready for that.
I feel like we try. If I'm Yondaime, I try to close. I said with 1-1 now. It's like,
yeah,
you got to go for that Asuka 10 frame mix.
Yeah, Asuka does have a lot of those kind of like tricky strings to end rounds with, and some of them they look very similar.
Oh my goodness.
Relentless down 1+2. I remember there was an argument in Europe: is that seeable to see or not to see? Doesn't like Manounou seeing it. I actually don't.
Well, what do you think? You think it's seeable or no?
I'm old. I can't see anything. So.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I ask people now. You know,
yeah.
You tell me the answer.
Trying to fish for those back threes, trying to catch Manounou coming in. Okay, sway back four. Again, that's a big whiff. He needs to be careful where he places those. He doesn't want to whiff them like that. Okay, like this, just keep each other in check with those mids. I'm sure we're going to start seeing lows now and opening up. Okay, down one, just pop.
Trying to close out here. I like the back three attempts. They've been working out as pretty good keep out for Yondaime. And right now sitting on set point. That was a crazy sway back. It worked out. But
back to the down 1+2 and then yes, I love it. So he done so many down 1+2s there that, you know, Manounou just really thought that it was gonna happen again, and you know, it was great read to just know and just go in, run and dash up arc blast, and yeah, it was great mix. Got caught in the schmicks, definitely.
Exactly. And I did really like